Have been live in Parliament for the better part of this morning. The Justice Minister Thembi Simelane appearing before Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Justice and Constitutional Development, all in relation to that loan which she says she declared she received from Gundo Wealth Investments. She used it to buy a coffee shop and a whole range of other explanations that have been given. Let's bring in Juniour Khumalo. He's our reporter who's been patiently sitting in studio with us for the better part of this morning. And Juniour, I want to perhaps begin at the end. The closing comments of the chairperson of this portfolio committee, Ngola, which was confusing, to say the least. He went on to thank the minister time and time again for her time appearing in Parliament. He said she gave a deep and thorough report to Parliament and to the people of South Africa. She showed a deep understanding of the issue. He also made a comment, which I wrote down somewhere here. Yes, here it is, where he says, let's not forget, it's not illegal to enter into a loan agreement with a service provider. What is strange, and you've got experience covering these kinds of portfolio committee Q&As with MPs. What a strange stance, because it was a stance that the chairperson took insofar as the matter involving the minister is concerned.
Indeed, Michelle, but not surprising, given that he also comes from the same party as the minister, Thembi Simelane. So it's to be expected. We've seen a lot of portfolio committee chairpersons actually defend ministers from the ANC. When you remember Gwede Mantashe appearing before the portfolio committee on mineral resources, we've seen those chairpersons do the same thing. So it didn't come as a surprise. But the monologue at the end, you are right, it was very lengthy. It took away from the accountability that we expected the minister to deliver to the individuals from VBS who lost a lot of money. And also not just the chairperson as well, the minister's demeanor as well. She was joking, she was laughing. There are a lot of individuals that lost a lot of money. Earlier we spoke about how some individuals also died in the process after a heartbreak of losing so much money. So the demeanor of both the chairperson and the minister left a lot to be desired to a lot of people who wanted accountability today, Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, there was a moment where the minister said she was responding to a question from Athol Trollop, and she said it's just a moment of levity. It's just a light moment. The question is there a light moment to be had in the VBS Mutual Bank story?
Not even, because a lot of people want to get answers. It's been the bank collapsed in 2018. Since then, not a lot of arrests have happened. A few people are going to court, like the owner of Gundo Wealth Solutions. He is appearing in court, but there's no prosecution that has taken place, especially of the high-profile names that are implicated in this matter. So it's definitely not a laughing matter.
So shall we go back to the crux of the story here? The minister has now been accused, and she's admitted as much. She took a loan from Gundo Wealth Investments, and what happened from then on?
The question that a lot of the MPs were asking her is, why did you take a loan from Gundo Wealth Solutions? It's an entity that is not, basically is not registered with the financial services provider. It's not a bank. So why did you go there? Why didn't you go to your own bank that you bank with? Also, the loan that she took from Gundo, the interest rate was about 43%, almost 50%. So lawmakers were asking her.
Sounds more like a loan shark, doesn't it?
You could have gotten a better interest rate from a bank. So she tried to avoid most of those questions. Even the repayment, you took the loan in 2016, you only paid the money back in 2020.
4 years later.
Why was there that gap in terms of the payment? But she said that the coffee shop itself was not making a profit, so this is why she could not immediately repay that loan that she received.
Another important question, and you and I were listening quite closely, because we specifically, and I think a number of MPs asked this question repeatedly, the timelines. When did the minister get the loan, and was it after the municipality invested in VBS Mutual Bank?
She has still not answered that question. So there are about 3 questions that she did not answer when she got that loan, because they wanted to figure out the timelines. Did you get the loan when your municipality basically had invested in VBS, which was wrong, because VBS is a mutual bank. It's not a commercial bank. So it's illegal to bank with a mutual bank. So she did not answer whether she got that loan after she had asked the money to be repaid. But the one thing that we did get today was that the money that was invested by the Polokwane municipality, which is about 3,490,000 349 million in total
349 million,
that
yeah.
was invested by the municipality into VBS. The minister has indicated that as soon as she found out that this was a mutual bank, she asked for that money to be withdrawn. So it seems like they did get that money back. But the other question that she did not respond to was how she has paid that money back. Because there were a lot of questions to the minister saying that you said that you did not have money to start to invest in this coffee shop in the first place. That's why you went and got a commercial loan. So after getting that commercial loan, you're saying that this coffee shop was not doing too well as a business entity. And eventually you had about 800,000 that you could pay back to the bank. But she did not respond where she got that money from. There are suggestions from publications such as News 24 that actually it was money taken from VBS that paid back that loan. But the minister has indicated to the MPs that she is willing actually to bring documents to the portfolio committee that show where the money came from and also the loan agreement itself, because no one has seen this loan agreement or whether there was indeed a loan. But she has promised that she will bring those documents before the portfolio committee. But the portfolio committee first has to seek legal advice on whether they are allowed to receive those documents or not.
I see. There's also a lot of question, of course, now around the role that the Justice Minister plays in the administration of justice in the country. We know that the MPA is tasked now with investigating and prosecuting the issues around VBS Mutual Bank. There were several questions around whether the minister would step aside, the chairperson quickly jumping to a defence, saying that that's an ANC term. But the theory around that is, can Thembi Simelane still be in the position of Justice Minister, which is really at the top of the pyramid of the justice system in the country when all of these processes are unfolding?
Firstly, she has argued that the Justice Minister is not at the top of the pyramid. She argues that all the ministers work collaboratively. But indeed, she said that the police minister actually was in charge of investigations and arrests. So she will not basically have any influence on whether she's investigated or arrested. We've heard today news breaking that the Hawks have basically raided her former PA when she was the mayor of Polokwane. So that is an ongoing investigation, which the minister herself says that she actually welcomes that investigation. When it comes to prosecuting that matter, she said that it is the NDPP who is actually in charge of deciding whether a matter is prosecuted or not. So the minister herself does not have any influence when it comes to that. So she will not have any influence. But she refused to respond to whether she would prefer to speak to the president and step aside, go back to Kokta. She was the minister of Kokta, and a lot of people praised her for doing a good job there because she was also head of Salga. So she knows and understands local governments. So why has she then not asked the president to be deployed in a different portfolio while this matter is investigated?
Next steps now for Thembi Simelane. I know that she's been asked to stay there at the Portfolio Committee because there are other issues with the judiciary that need to be ironed out. But what happens from here on out?
She has confirmed today that she has submitted a report to the president detailing how this loan agreement happened, unfolded, or whether there is a conflict. So we expect the president basically to deliberate with her when he comes back. He's on a state visit to China. So when he does come back, we do expect the president to basically deliberate with her. We've had the ANC veterans asking for the president to make that public, whatever the minister said in that statement. So that's what we expect. She is also going to account before the ANC's Integrity Commission. That is also expected to happen. So the Integrity Commission can recall her from her public position.
And do we know when that is meant to happen, when that meeting is meant to happen?
That has not been confirmed by the chairperson of the Integrity Commission, Frank Chikane.
All right. Juniour Khumalo, thanks very much for unpacking some of the big issues that you need to know around the Justice Minister, who has just wrapped up her appearance, a Q&A session there with MPs around this loan that she received from Gundo Wealth Solutions. Certainly a big developing story that we continue to track for you here on 405.